my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name's Elise and I'm currently in recovery from anorexia. So today I thought I'd do a bit of a Q&A because I've got a lot of new followers and subscribers, and I thought just might give you a bit of an idea of more about who I am, more than just the challenges, more than just this illness. And you might notice there's no food in front of me today. That's because I'm going to film myself doing a challenge at uni today with some food there, because I haven't actually really challenged food out before. So yeah, I thought I'd do a Q&A. I put up a question box on Instagram and yeah, I got everyone to ask some questions. Of course, I can't answer all of them, but I'll answer what I can. And obviously some aren't always appropriate to answer either, because you know, some of them are asking for personal details that probably shouldn't be shared because I don't want to trigger anyone if I can help it. So let's just get into it. So how to deal with the whole anxiety about weight gain in recovery. Honestly, my anxiety around weight gain is so extreme. I have panic attacks a lot, and I think the only thing, like, you just have to deal with it. You just have to keep moving forward and reminding yourself that anxiety is a fleeting emotion. Just like all emotions, they're all fleeting, that it will pass. Even though it feels awful in the moment and it feels like the worst thing ever, these emotions always do pass. So a lot of ways I deal with my anxiety are around like doing distraction techniques. So a lot of the time when I'm challenging stuff, I like to have someone with me to talk to, or I'm reading a book, journaling, or doing my studies, which I have a lot to do and I'm behind. So having distractions, or sometimes I put on like a YouTube video, like a row video or a Megsy video for some inspiration, and just having to accept that weight gain needs to happen if you want to have a full and happy life, because you can't live a full life on an empty stomach. How am I going? I'm going okay. I had a bit of a rough patch for a bit, but I'm recommitted and I'm determined to keep moving forwards. And I can hear the printer just printing by itself, which is weird because no one else is home with me. What should someone in recovery do in terms of physical activity? I got a lot of questions around physical activity because it was something I really struggled with. I'm not an expert on this. I'm still dealing with my demons in physical activity. You've seen me deal with my movement compulsion thing. Honestly, the best thing you can do is talk to your treatment team and maybe get linked in with an exercise physiologist who specializes in eating disorders, which is what I'm doing, to learn how to move safely and healthily for my body. Is a diagnosis important to you? Personally, I actually think yes, it is important, because without a diagnosis, people won't treat you accordingly. And this doesn't mean that if you don't have a diagnosis, that's not sick. That's not what I'm getting at. But in treatment, a diagnosis is needed for doctors and medical people to take you seriously. Otherwise, they don't believe you. So yes, I believe personally getting a diagnosis, I don't care what your diagnosis is or if you have one or not. But I think for treatment purposes, it is so helpful to have that diagnosis there, because otherwise people don't take you seriously. What TV, Netflix, Disney shows do you enjoy? Lately I've been watching Grey's Anatomy as a comfort show because I've never actually finished it, but I want to. And yeah, I've been reading a book. It sounds really lame, my mum got for me. It's about unicorn riders. It's obviously a young adult fiction book, but it's just nice to really chill out. Otherwise, all I do is read non-fiction books that are for my studies, and I don't take any time to chill out. So it's something I'm really working on. Do you ever have that feeling not being sick enough all the time? I feel like if I'm not, at death's door, at my worst, I am not sick enough. I feel like if I'm eating, according to my meal plan, doing all the right things, I'm not sick enough, even though the thoughts are still there. So yeah, I never feel sick enough. And just comparing myself to where I was at this time last year, I feel like a completely different person. And I'm not going to say I feel really happy in recovery at the moment, because I'm not recovered yet. I've still got a way to go, but I'm better than I was, but I don't feel sick enough anymore. And that's really been playing on my mind, that I don't deserve treatment. I don't deserve care, and also even being on YouTube, I don't deserve the attention of everyone because I'm not physically as sick as I was this time last year. So I do that. What motivated you to start recovery? I'm just fed up. I'm fed up of missing out on life. Like, I see my friends living life. I see people having kids. And I can't do that. I can't even sit down properly without panicking. And that's not living. Like, I want to be able to do that. And like, I want to become an equine therapist and help people with eating disorders. And I can't help people if I haven't helped myself yet. So that's another huge recovery. And of course, having kids is a huge one for me. Best thing recovery has brought you so far? The connection with people, the connection with you guys. It's been absolutely amazing having this little community forming where we can all help each other and get through this together and just know that we're not alone through this. Sorry, I'm just reading my questions. So I've been in recovery for about 7-8 months now, which was one of the questions. So I feel like I should be further along, but then I look back at where I am and how far I actually have come. Even though I'm still struggling, it's definitely better than where I was at. How do you deal with guilty food or food guilt? I think that's meant to say. I honestly just sit with it, and if I have to cry, I cry. If I have to get angry at something, I get angry, but you honestly just have to sit through it. Distraction, again, is your best friend. Talk to someone, do some work, read a book, listen to some music, and try not to let that food guilt. Once the meal's done, I try and remind myself it's done now, I don't need to hold on to it, it's gone, and I treat each meal like an individual event. Could you talk a little more about equine therapy and what you do in it? So, as you know, I love my equine therapy, and it's really different for everyone who experiences it, because it really depends on the day what you're doing. So we always do a grounding exercise at the start and get really present, because it's so important to be present around horses. And then we kind of just tailor the activity. So sometimes we'll engage with playing the horses. Like the other week, we got a whole bunch of toys out and played with the horses, because I don't have enough fun in my life, so we thought, let's have some fun today. It's like normal therapy, but you use the horses as the medium to do things. So the horse might represent something in your life. You might do tasks with the horse to help build your confidence. I'm going to get my equine therapist on here, and we're going to break it down properly for you, but that's just a brief intro into it. Yeah. What's your goals for the next year to recover? We're going to be moving into our new house soon, so being an adulty adult is going to be something that I need to learn how to do, and I want to have a family, and I want to graduate as an equine therapist, and I want to help others. So there's some really big goals, but honestly, I just want to get through today most of the time. Yeah. Sorry, just find some more questions. Do I have a favorite cuisine? Look, it's honestly really hard to tell at the moment, because I'm still finding food as the enemy and not something enjoyed. Probably back from before I got sick, I used to love Italian food. I mean, I am Italian, so pizza, pasta was always my thing. Yeah. Do you like doing creative things such as arts and crafts, painting, drawing, colouring, crochet, etc.? I do love doing it, but I have this tendency to start something and then not finish it. Like, I get obsessed with something and not finish it. And that probably comes in turn with, someone asked me, do I have ADHD? Yes, I do. And that comes in with this, where I start something, get so obsessed, like hyperactive, hyper focused on something, and then I lose interest, and I do it all the time. So it's really hard for me finding activities, but I used to love paint by numbers. I do journaling, which I guess is a creative outlet as well. So yeah. Are you going to have animals at your new house? Absolutely. We're definitely going to get, so I've got a bird, and we're going to get her a friend, and then we're going to get probably I want to get chickens, because Jesse eats a lot of chickens. No, we're not doing that. No, he eats a lot of eggs. So I thought maybe we'll get some chickens to help with that. We'll probably get some dogs in the future. But the end goal is ultimately we want to live on a property so we can rescue some horses, which would be amazing. How Have you always had a good support system with your professionals? Yes and no. Like, it took me a while to find the right psychologist for me, but I love my treatment team. They've been so good to me, and they always go the extra mile for me. And I think if you are working on like figuring out your treatment team, do what's best for you. Like, don't worry about if you need to change psychologists, it's completely okay. Don't worry about offending anyone or doing anything like that, because they just should want what's best for you, and not everyone is the right fit for you. Are you content with your social network, or would you like to make more friends? I have the most amazing friends in the world, honestly, but I don't make time for them. I'm really anxious in social situations at the moment, and I don't say yes to a lot of things, and it's not that they're not inviting me, but it's just I freak myself out, and anorexia gets the better of me because it might involve food, and then I don't want to go, and it's just an absolute nightmare. But I have the most amazing friends, and I look forward to seeing them every time, and if they're watching, I just want to say thank you guys, because you are absolutely my rocks. What would you say to someone struggling with their mental health? It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to need help. We shouldn't have to struggle alone. Like, you should never have to struggle with your mental health alone, because you're not thinking clearly, and you might need someone else to help you during that time. So it's okay to not be okay, and if you're struggling, do reach out for support, because it might not be a demon you can fight on your own. Lots of questions about the house. We got this land 2 years ago because it was during COVID time we actually bought this land, and we were really lucky with it. So it's taken, the build itself didn't actually start until last year, a little bit after this year. So no, it started this year. So it's been a while coming, and my partner has worked really hard. We've worked really hard to get to this point, because a few people have asked how I'm old enough to be building a house. I'm 26, I'm turning 27 this year, so I'm older than I look. So we've been working for a while now, and honestly, we just got really lucky, and I'm so excited and nervous to be moving into our own house, because I know I'm going to be on my own a lot, which really freaks me out. I hope it's going really well, and I will do like a tour of the house when it's done, because I just think it's really cool to say that we have a house on our own, and we're in a beautiful location, so just super grateful for that. How did you and Jessie meet? Tinder. I hate admitting it, but that's how it happened, and we honestly just clicked. I was on there just for a laugh, like he was, and we just clicked. And yeah, we've been together going on 7 years now, so that's pretty exciting. A few questions around veganism. So I've been vegan for 10 years now, and it's not, I've had a lot of chats around it, and I've had a lot of thoughts around it with my treatment team. It's not a eating disorder thing, because I'm not trying to restrict while being vegan. It's kind of hard to explain. So like, that's why I make a point of having like cakes and cookies and all those sort of things, like those like more forbidden foods in anorexia, or in eating disorders, because I'm proving to myself that I'm not vegan just to restrict. I'm vegan because I truly love animals. Like, the thought of eating animals literally kills me. But if you are vegan while you're in eating disorder recovery, do have a really long think about it. I did stop being vegan for a while to see how it sat with me, and I just couldn't do it when I was in hospital. So I was more upset about the fact that I was eating an animal than I was about the calories. So that was kind of a moment for me to know, like, yes, I'm vegan for the right reasons, and it's for the animals. Hopes and dreams for the future. I've been through this one a little bit, but I want to recover. And I really hate admitting that. It's really hard to admit. So, yeah, I guess that's what it's coming down to now. Just recovering so I can have a family, so I can help others. We'll be in our new house soon, and I'm at the age now where having kids is, like, I'm in the prime age to have kids, so I still haven't got my period back yet, and I really don't know when it's going to come back, but there's hope. There's always hope that it will come back, and I know it will. Like, I'm going to stay positive about it, and it'll be a really, really hard time when it does come back, really challenging. I already feel that, but it'll also be a celebration as well because of what it brings. So I'm going to leave the questions there for now. I might do some more while I eat my snack, but I will see you shortly for snack. This is my extreme cookie and my coffee. Oh my god. Okay, so I've got my cookie. Look at the size of this thing, my face for comparison. It's an Oreo Neapolitan cookie, which is so extreme. And I've got my coffee as well, so... Okay. I've got my amazing friend here with me as well, so that helps a lot, but how do you even eat this thing? Cool. Oh, the Oreo's all soft. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Ah! That is so good. Oh my god. You know, it's actually nice being able to say food is good and tasty and overwhelming at the same time, but we can do the hard things. So I've got some more questions I thought I'd do. So is there such thing as too many sugary things in recovery? And honestly, absolutely not. No food is bad, especially in recovery. The only foods that are bad are foods that are expired or foods that you're allergic to. But I don't believe that you can have too much sugary foods in recovery, because if that's what you need to do to gain weight or to recover, then that's what you need to eat. And that's why, like, I mean, look at this cookie I'm having. Look at it. Look at it. It's extreme, but it's what needs to happen to show anorexia who's boss. So thoughts on blind weight and seeing weight, it really depends on the person, I guess, and what you feel is right for you. I honestly hate knowing my weight. I haven't known my weight for a long time now, and I'm happy like that. But I do know my BMI range. I don't know my actual BMI, just my range. And I found that was really helpful, because then I was just counting the, like, if something moved like 100 grams in either direction, I would jump on that, like. And we know that bodies fluctuate, like especially women's bodies fluctuate up to 2 kilograms a day. So I don't think you necessarily need to know your weight. It's really something that's personal to you. If you find it distresses you knowing your weight, see if you can do blind weighing. That's just what I prefer. I don't know how to approach fasting. So what are some unexpected aspects of recovery for you? Positive, negative, or just neutral? Honestly, one of the positive things that's come out of recovery is building this community, and having all the support in the world and stuff like that here. It's so amazing to connect with so many other people and get to know everyone as well. Some of the negative things, I do find that, like, you get rid of one eating disorder thought and 3 more pop up. I think that's the nature of the disease, so that's probably a negative. Like, things I didn't have an issue with before, or I had, like, thought I'd overcome, have come back because, like I said, you cut one head off and 3 more grow back. Yeah, so digestion tips. I take medication to help with my digestion because it's still not where it needs to be yet, but talk to your doctor about that one, because everybody's different and it really depends on what your body needs. I think one of the other hard things about right now for me as well is that this is usually the time of year I get admitted into hospital, and this is the first year that that's not happening, and it's really insane to say that. Okay, let's go for it. Do we just go for it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get in there.
Ah! That is so good. You should have got one. Oh my god. Fuck anorexia. Got a bit of Oreo here. Oh, it's a Neapolitan Oreo as well.
Oh, yum.
Yum. Oh my god. I'll just keep eating for a bit. Oh, this is probably really awkward for you. Okay, so did you enjoy going to school, and what were your favourite and least favourite subjects? Well, I've been out of school for 10 years now. I graduated when I was 16, purely because that's when my birthday was at the end of the year, so I turned 17 when I finished end of school. My favourite subjects were marine biology and music. I loved marine biology, hence why I'm doing animal ecology at the moment. My least favourite subjects were probably English, because I didn't understand why we had to make something like, say, the sky is blue in the paper, and it would mean this about the author and mean that. And I'm like, maybe the sky's blue because it's just freaking blue. Like, we don't need to overcomplicate things. What would you say to your younger self? I don't know, this is a hard one because, like, so much has happened. I grew up so young because of all of this, and I'd say that maybe you are supported, you are loved, would be a really big one to say to my younger self. Time for another bite. Oh, oh my god, there's even Oreo in it. Is there a certain skill or hobby you'd like to learn? I wouldn't mind getting back into horse riding eventually, but I want to do it from a very ethical place where it's the horse chooses to come with us, and like, I'm not going to force my horse to jump or race or do anything like that. I just want to take it out for gentle rides so it can explore the world. So I wouldn't mind doing that. How do I break systems, routines, habits related to physical activity? Honestly, you just have to stop. You just have to go cold turkey and stop and put something else in place to take that. So, like, instead of going for, say, a run, maybe you decide, okay, I'm going to sit here and read my book. So have something in place to replace that activity, so then you don't feel like you're doing nothing and don't keep thinking about it. Yeah, so, okay, gotta finish this cookie. How do I... Oh my god. Have you found recovery more possible in or out of hospital? For me personally, I don't think you need hospital in order to recover. I know I've been there myself, but I fully believe that recovery happens at home because it's the real world. It's where things happen. Hospital is there if you need it, and it's needed to just help you survive. I don't think recovery actually happens in hospital. I do believe it happens out of hospital, which is why it doesn't matter if you've never been to hospital in recovery in your journey, because it doesn't mean you're any less sick or any more sick than anyone else. Yeah. Lots of questions about how we can afford to build our house. Like I said, we're older than we look. We've saved money over the years and we just got really lucky. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this cookie and I'll probably leave my questions for there, but I'm just gonna finish this. Right. Thank you. So I've had my cookie, I've got my coffee, I'm gonna finish that, and that will be it for the video today. Sorry it was only a short Q&A, but there's an exciting video coming later in the week, so I thought I'd just give some space for that. But thank you for watching. I hope you learnt some stuff and enjoyed it, and Thank you so much for all your support, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And I can't believe I just ate that giant cookie. I'm still in shock, and there were no tears. Might be later, but not right now because it was delicious, and fuck anorexia. I'll see you in the next video.